Imposter syndrome is a real thing. When you don't feel like you're qualified to be in the position that you're in, you feel like people are going to expose you for the little that you know. You feel like this good run will come to an end. Someone's going to come and tap me on the shoulder and say, all right, you've had a good run, now get the hell out of here. It's a very interesting phenomenon, imposter syndrome. And many people suffer with it. I know I did for a while. I just thought, who am I to be doing what I'm doing? It followed me into different ventures that I was in. I just felt like me doing really well. It would make me uncomfortable when I would start to do really well because I felt like I didn't deserve it almost. And that it was going to come crashing down at some point. I really had to work on my self-image. I really did. It was only when I started to feel like I deserved to be where I was that imposter syndrome started to go away. I would remind myself, Ali, you worked so hard to get to where you are right now. This wasn't a fluke. This wasn't an accident. You weren't just dropped in this position that you're in right now. You have worked incredibly well, consistently over a sustained period of time. It's no accident that you are where you are right now. I had to tell myself this. You know, we don't give ourselves credit for the things that we do exceptionally well. We don't. And that actually hurts us because we downplay our achievements and we accept less because we don't believe we're as good as we think we are. So, for example, you might be a phenomenal salesperson right now. Very good. But because you don't think of yourself as very good, when you apply to a sales position, for example, you accept the lower end of the range. They ask you, so what are your salary expectations? And you mention the lower range because you don't feel like you're good enough to be on the higher range, which you very well may be. So you lose out on money. You lose out on progress. It's not just money. It's, you know, what that money can do. You know, it can put you in a completely different area. You could be driving a completely different car. You could get to your goals faster when you have more money, of course. But it damages you in so many other ways as well, this imposter syndrome. Maybe you're with a girl that you believe is out of your league. A lot of guys think this way. And because you feel this way, you self-sabotage. You fuck it up for yourself. Because you don't feel deserving of her. A lot of guys think this way, believe me. You might be thinking, well, Ali, come on, get out of here. Who thinks this way? A lot of guys do. And so they ruin a relationship with a girl that they find incredibly beautiful because they don't feel like they deserve her. Now, imposter syndrome doesn't go away completely. You have to work on reminding you. You have to constantly remind yourself of how awesome you are. You do. You do. You have to absolutely tell yourself, no, I deserve to be where I am right now. I worked so hard for this. I paid a price that a lot of people weren't willing to pay. I was willing to do what most people were unwilling to do. Therefore, I deserve to live like most people don't live. You got to remind yourself. It's the same thing when it comes to your physique. If you're incredibly lean right now and you're in great shape, you were prepared to do what most people were unwilling to do. So your ripped physique was no accident. I know a lot of guys, even when they have really good physiques, they feel like it ain't good enough. You know? There's a condition for it, body dysmorphia, right? You know? But you have to tell yourself, no, I got here because of my incredible work ethic and my discipline And so to counteract imposter syndrome, you have to remind yourself of everything you've done up until this point. You don't land where you are by accident. Nobody wakes up and accidentally becomes a success. You become a success through intentional, deliberate action over a sustained period of time. Even being at the right place at the right time, that's a skill, by the way. Putting yourself in the vicinity of other successful people, putting yourself in a position to network with people that can help you, that's a skill. People throw around the word lucky. Oh, he just got lucky. He was around the right people. How was he around the right people? He went out of his way to drive to an event where he knew that there were going to be successful people there. He introduced himself. He had a firm handshake, great eye contact. He didn't go in there demanding that they gave him stuff. He wanted to prove his worth. He was coachable, teachable. And as a result of his incredible attitude, body language, work ethic, and human relationship building skills, he was able to advance himself career-wise. So nothing happens by accident. You might say, oh, he got lucky, he got lucky. He created his own luck. He put himself in a position where he could get lucky. You're sat at home all day in your bedroom, busting nuts all over yourself. You ain't going to be seen by anybody. You're locked in your own apartment. So if you want to get lucky, get out of your apartment, go to these events where successful people congregate, introduce yourself, network, and you too shall advance yourself and advance your career. Okay, so to wrap up, listen, imposter syndrome, it will come and go. But when it comes, it's usually because you've lost touch with how awesome you fucking are. You have to remind yourself, no, I did many things to get to where I am right now. Give yourself credit. It's hard as guys. We don't do this enough. We don't give ourselves credit for the things that we've accomplished. We downplay our achievements. We try and play this, oh, I'm humble act. I'm not telling you to be arrogant and to talk down to people, but certainly talking about your achievements is not arrogant. It's just factual. If you talk about things that you've done, it's just you stating facts. I've been able to do X, Y, Z. Now, it helps if you give other people credit that have helped you along the way. You know, thanks to my fantastic team, or, you know, give people credit. But don't feel like you have to downplay your success because you might upset some people. People will be upset regardless. People will always have something to say. So don't minimize your achievements to make some insecure people feel better about themselves for not doing shit. That's the thing with success. It shines a spotlight down. Right? You know, these haters, your success shines a spotlight on them and exposes them for the little that they have done, for their inaction, for their cowardice. You simply remind them of that because you're out there creating moves, creating waves. So you make them feel extremely uncomfortable with the little that they have done. Okay? These are just my 2 cents. Thanks very much, gents. Catch you in the next video.